Hey, good morning. This is video journal number 4, and there are a few questions that we need to answer. What is the mission of the FCC? How many bureaus are in the FCC, and what bureau oversees licenses? The mission of the FCC, of course, in my own words, and I did jot a lot of this down, but the FCC is a federal agency that is responsible for implementing as well as regulating communication laws within the U.S. The communications, that they regulate include radio, TV, wire, satellite, and cable. Part of the purpose of the FCC is to help to be able to expand, competence and growth within the communications industry, not only for providers, but, expand growth and education and understanding to the users as well. The FCC also wants to make sure that the rights of users, are protected, and that providers are giving adequate and complete services to the users. And this also means that the U.S. Should be protected from national security issues. So the FCC is responsible for making sure that our communications doesn't have any national security issues, and it makes sure that the communications industry and the providers are doing the same. So no national security issues, which is a big thing, I think, everywhere. And then the FCC also wants to make sure that all citizens have access to communications and make sure that they have it without being obstructed by someone or obstructed by anything, which is the right of citizens here in the United States. And of course, the FCC committee is appointed by our President of the United States. So that's pretty much the mission of the FCC. Then how many bureaus are in the FCC? Well, there are 7 bureaus in the FCC. These bureaus consist of, number 1, Consumer and Governmental Affairs, the Enforcement Bureau, the International Bureau, the Media Bureau, Public Safety and Homeland Security, Wireless Telecommunications Bureau, and Wireline Competition Bureau. And so those are the 7 bureaus that are within the FCC. And then the last question is, what bureau oversees licensings? At first, I thought it was the Media Bureau that oversaw licensings, but as I read a little deeper, the Media Bureau does some things post-licensing. So after you get your license, they make sure things are, up to standard and things of that nature. But who actually oversees the licensing is for the radio industry is the Wireless Telecommunications. So they handle all the licenses if you're applying for it, rules implemented, the process of getting licenses. And as a matter of fact, they oversee more than 2 million licenses, which is quite a bit. So that concludes video journal number 4. Thank you for listening, and see you in class.